What's going on, Paisanos? V here. You know, I had a thought in my head the other day. I wanted to share it with you and get your opinion on it. Uh, Years ago when this game first came out, it was ran by, well, for a short amount of time, Bandai. They scuffed it up. Then it was ran by Upper Deck, UDE. And then Konami basically took their game back. There was a bit of a legal struggle, but for the most part, right now, YuGiOh is run by Konami. Well, a subsidiary of Konami, a TCG that's in California, but you get what I mean. And I was laying down and I was thinking about why is Konami doing some of the moves they're doing? I mean, does it not seem lately, I mean, absolutely lately, that there's some kind of weird cash grab with Konami? Now, you might say, V, wait a minute, it's Konami business as usual. They're just going in and selling us everything. Yeah, but it feels a lot faster. I've been playing this game since it came out for a very long time. And I have not seen Konami really ramp up the amount of things they're doing. One, new rarities, weird blue eyes things that you put in your wall but were thousands because why not? They've been really ramping up their sales. And once again, it could be because Konami just wants to make more money, sure, but it doesn't seem so. I mean, I think, and maybe this could be a possible situation, could Konami be being bought out? Could Konami TCG, or at least YuGiOh, be run by another company? And if so, well, what would happen to those that work at Konami? They'd probably want to consider selling their stuff. Recently, at least one Konami employee has started selling a majority of his stuff. Now, once again, it could be a coincidence. It could be just because, hey, listen, they just want to sell it. It's just doing nothing. And for the most part, they can't use it, so they're selling it. That can also be a likely coincidence. I'm not going to say the Konami employee's name, but there is one that is definitely doing it. And it's selling a lot of great stuff, by the way. I just really find it weird because think about it. You wouldn't make these kind of moves if you weren't trying to ramp up your sales. You ramp up your sales and you show a huge amount of sales. Well, whenever you do sell the game, that looks good. And I seen this recently with Wizard of the Coast. Wizard of the Coast, before Hasbro came in, we're just selling everything, and I mean everything. If it wasn't nailed to the ground, they were unloading it. And then Hasbro bought them over. Lucky for them, I guess. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is Konami just trying to add more, want more revenue to this revenue stream. Konami Oshi says, hey, listen, COVID hit us hard. We just want more money. That could be the situation as well. But if it's the other way, once again, this is just brainstorming. This is just, guy talk. If it was the other way, who would buy Konami? Who would buy YuGiOh? And who would run it? After Kazuki Takahashi's passing, once again, the IP of YuGiOh, it's still there. It's still owned by multiple, well, depending on how you look at it, the TV show, comic, manga, whatever, or the card game, it's still there. But I guarantee you that left a power vacuum. And Konami would probably consider, obviously, selling the YuGiOh TCG portion. Why would they not? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think YuGiOh TCG makes Konami a decent amount of money, but it fails in comparison to the money they make with pachinko machines or their sponsorship deals with soccer teams. So there definitely is a disconnect between Konami as the card game, YuGiOh as a card game, and Konami as a major corporation. They make in the billions. Can YuGiOh even add to that? And if someone was to buy it, what would happen? I mean, seriously. You don't think Bandai might consider buying YuGiOh back? Why would they not? I mean, they own a bunch of card games and a bunch of massive IPs. They own One Piece. They own Dragon Ball Super. And before you go, V, don't say evil thoughts. Don't put that evil thought on me, V. All I'm trying to say is it's a possibility. It's a real possibility. If Bandai took YuGiOh, they'd start creating a monopoly. And I'm not going to say that Bandai's going to go in and Bandai's going to buy Magic the Gathering or Bandai's going to go ahead and buy Pokemon. That's probably not going to happen. But to get their beak wet in YuGiOh after owning One Piece, after owning, Dragon Ball Super, that's huge. Could it possibly happen? And if it would happen, what would happen to everybody that works at Konami US? They'd probably lose their job. Maybe some might stay on. Maybe Bandai might need them. But for the most part, Bandai has a whole different setup. They might get rid of them. And if you're a Konami employee, would you sell your stuff? Because soon it might not have as much value. Bandai taking over could relaunch YuGiOh. Why would they not? They've done a Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super multiple times. Bandai coming in would also probably change a lot of things in the game. A lot of things in the game. Obviously, it would put YuGiOh in a weird flux, where some YuGiOh players might want to play old YuGiOh, time versus format, and other YuGiOh players might want to consider just sticking around with Bandai and see what happens. Bandai does have their ups and downs. As a company, they have a lot of major faults. And hopefully, they would actually start fixing things. Like Yu-Gi-Oh's time rules or Yu-Gi-Oh's cash grab, in which Bandai doesn't really have cash grabs because when they release sets, you can get a regular version of a card and then a higher rarity version of a card, and the regular version is infinitely more cheaper. So imagine a set coming out like Photon Hypernova, and you're able to buy the three Kashira Secret Rares all at around like $8 a pop. Pretty nice. If you want to buy the full art version, which they do, or an alternate art version, that's going to cost you a lot more money. So now you have the opportunity to buy Kashiras at a lower value. Once again, I'm not singing Bandai's praises, okay? I just recently got involved in a One Piece card game. I enjoy the game itself, but Bandai has a lot of issues with, one, their judge program, and two, with Bandai making, well, events cap out, even their online events. They definitely have their issues. But overall, it would seem that, and once again, that Yu-Gi-Oh!, if they want to sell themselves as a company to another company, the smartest thing to do was to start unloading your product, unloading everything, taking as much money from the player base, so when you go to sell your company on the books, it looks like you have a ton of value. Now, once again, this is all brainstorming. I could be wrong. I want to emphasize that because someone in the comments on this video is going to say, V, you're wrong. Maybe I am. Maybe. But could there be a day, today, tomorrow, year, 5 years, 10 years, where Konami says, listen, we're good with our pachinko, we're good with all what we have over here, with everything, because Kazuki Takahashi's not around anymore. Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty much floating. You gotta realize, the guy that created the entire Yu-Gi-Oh universe is no longer here, unfortunately. And that changes a lot. Who is going to be working on the next Yu-Gi-Oh arc, if there's going to be one, well, that person is going to have to struggle now, because they're going to be taking the reins of someone who, for the most part, has the entire Yu-Gi-Oh universe in here. That's gone. 6 feet under, unfortunately. Now, once again, I'm not saying Yu-Gi-Oh is going to die. I'm not saying Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be sold. But you have to put the question out there. Is anything going to happen? It's very important, because look at Takahashi leaving, left a massive void that needs to be filled in. Could Konami just sell that void instead of filling it in? Why would they not? They're a company. At the end of the day, they think about themselves as a company. They think about themselves as making money, not necessarily thinking about, oh man, what can we do for the Yu-Gi-Oh player base? What can we do to hook up the players? We're not players, we're customers. And that's what we are to everybody. That is Konami. Konami TC US, Konami Europe, as well as Konami, well, OCG. Now, once again, I really find it really interesting that we're seeing so much cash grab for Konami. I wouldn't be surprised, and once again, this is my theory. Okay, this is all this is, bro theory. But I wouldn't be surprised if Konami releases more alternate rarities. Konami releases more ways to get money from you. Hey guys, go to Yu-Gi-Oh shop and buy these little things that you could like print up, and new ultra rare, shiny, mega rare cards for our pot cards. Remember that? Overpriced, by the way. You can literally digital print those easily. But hey, listen, that's what they're doing. Hey guys, you're going to want to buy this, and you're going to want to buy that, and you're going to buy this. And once again, Konami is a company. Yu-Gi-Oh is a brand that they're selling to us customers. But they've been really ramping it up in a very short amount of time. I would argue, after the unfortunate, untimely passing of Kazuki Takahashi. So let me ask you once again, is Konami selling Yu-Gi-Oh? And to who? I just said Bandai, but it could be any other company out there. Would Pokemon buy Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, sure. Would Hasbro / Wizards of the Coast buy Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, sure. You gotta realize, Hasbro bought Pokemon. Yes, they scuffed it up, but Hasbro's mentality with Pokemon was, we'll get those Pokemon players to play Magic the Gathering and slowly kill Pokemon. For only for Nintendo to buy, or whoever owns Pokemon, to buy Pokemon back, and then make it one of the top games that fast. Great job, Wizards of the Coast, and that's why they're owned by Hasbro. But could another company come in and do the same exact thing? Could Pokemon just come in and say, you know what, we'll buy Yu-Gi-Oh! We're a Japanese company. We'll buy another Japanese company, and we'll own 2 of the 3 best card games around. It's a real likely scenario. Why would they not be able to do it? They have the capital. They easily can do it. That's my point. They easily can take another card game and buy them. And they're a way major IP compared to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's a show. We're pretty much talking, when we talk Yu-Gi-Oh! 2003, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Nobody's sticking around this game to go, yo, you heard that? You saw that new episode of Yu-Gi-Oh? No one's saying that. Pokemon, they're still going. Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! You're rocking a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Jacket shirts? No, because I have a price on a website nobody knows about because Konami's marketing is so atrocious. Why would I care? Why? So I think Konami definitely has a lot of issues and a lot of faults. And as Konami's walking out the door, what are they doing? Making some really bad rulings. Now, once again, this is a theory. I emphasize this is like the 5th time. But no one's going to take this as gospel, and it's not. This is only a theory. Please, stay with me on this one. But as Konami's walking out the door, why would they not be ripping down everything they can, including making rulings that make absolutely no sense? A COVID ruling when allegedly the president's going to be ending COVID mandates very soon. Why would that make sense? Ask yourself. It wouldn't. Not only would it not make sense, you would only see it happening liberal policies from a liberal side, Konami in California, as everything's closing down around them. Once again, this is only a theory, please. But if Konami does sell, it does create a bunch of, worries, but at the same time, it creates a bunch of levity. Imagine Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually being a cash game. Imagine you winning a YCS and getting more than an outdated Nintendo Switch and a stupid custom Yu-Gi-Oh! Case that you can buy on eBay. Or have it custom made on Etsy, which is probably where they go to get theirs. Imagine actually having this game be taken more seriously. It can be done. Absolutely. Imagine there's so many cool, I can make a video on that alone, all the cool things Konami could do. Better TOS policies, an infinitely better judge program than we currently have already, which is, for the most part, judge program is minimum wage plus bribery. But we're not calling it bribery, we're calling it gifts, but it's bribery. Imagine, that joke, or judges at local store at the local level. So local levels have more incentivization to have judges, which they're desperately in need of, because a TO cannot be a judge according to Konami policy. So who's the judge at your locals? I guarantee you don't have a dedicated judge. Why would you? A mentorship program for newer players, which Konami has always had an issue getting, because this game is so insanely confusing. That would be excellent. That would be fun. A Yu-Gi-Oh! Day meant for nothing but brand new players playing the game under 6 months to a year. Everyone wins something, everyone gets involved, that's new, and it allows you to create a foundation for a player base. Something Konami, once again, has desperately been missing. I'm not going to say this goes without its issues. Once again, Hasbro, Wizard of the Coast, Pokemon, Bandai, they all have massive issues that would need to be addressed. Hopefully they would listen. But there would be massive benefits for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Player base. Cheaper cards, potentially. Imagine buying a cheaper card. Imagine having the ability to buy a max rated Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck, but also buying a low rated Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck for an infinitely less amount of value. Owning Kashiras for under $100. Full deck. Pretty nice. Ban is coming out with reasonings. Hey, listen, the reason why we banned this one card, here's exactly what our thought process was. Whether you agree or disagree, at least you understand why we came to this conclusion. Set ban list dates. No longer will be around 3 months-ish. On this day, on this time, at this moment, we're going to be changing it on a different ban list. You'll find out what that ban list is on this time, on this day, on this moment. Be kind of fun. It would add more certainty to the game. It would make the game be taken more seriously by everybody. Konami says they're an esport. What a joke. An esport in which you can win a Nintendo Switch. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? I paid more in travel, in flights, in taking off from work. I lost money to get here. I could have bought my Nintendo Switch threefold easily. It's a dirt cheap system that's been out for years. Stop insulting me. But why would they have any incentive not to if the player base was to speak up about these? And there's other YouTubers that just get Konami boxes or, get invited to Konami events. They won't say nothing. Why would they? Little clout? They'll take it. It would be fun, and it would be a great change, I think, if Yu-Gi-Oh! Was bought by another company. If you want Yu-Gi-Oh! To still be owned by Konami, that's fine. That's more than fine. Nostalgia is always comfortable because it's never going to change for the most part. But because look at Takahashi gone, there's always an option of this can happen. More or less, there's an option of it being better for all the players. And of course, there's always an option of it being worse. That's the gamble we take whenever we have change. That's why Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't like new game mechanics. They don't like new sets. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players want everything to stay exactly the same for now. They don't want nothing changing. I don't blame them. At times, I never want to leave formats. I love playing Shadows Invoked. Never want to leave that format. And now I love playing Branded Bestials. I don't want to leave this format. But things do change. And with Yu-Gi-Oh! As a card game, there's a chance it can as well. Are you ready for it if it does? Let me know in the comment section down below. It's your boy V, and you guys also have a great day.